Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next episode from me, Avomance, in the Minecraft Survival Manual. I'm doing this with Frilioth. We are doing Minecraft 1.14 in hard mode. He's doing it his way, I'm doing it my way, and we'll see how the ways are different. Today, it's exploring time, and there's something I want to make. So if I come into my house, and I collect myself up 4 pieces of iron, and 1 piece of redstone that we collected when we went mining, come into the crafting table and I arrange them in a diamond pattern like that, redstone in the middle, I get a compass. Now that compass is an interesting thing. If I put it in my hand, that compass will always point towards spawn, and you can see spawn is in that general direction. I'm not going in that direction, but I'm probably going to go in the exact opposite direction, in fact, but that will tell me which way spawn is. It'll also allow me to make something that I can't make yet. It'll allow me to make a map. A map needs a compass and some paper, and I obviously need to get some sugarcane before I can get some paper. We talked about that in the last episode when we wanted to make a cartography table as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of sleep because the sun is going down, and then we are going to go exploring. It is the morning time and I am freshly awake, and what I want to do is I want to go exploring. Now what I did want to maybe do was try and find those skeleton horses, but it would seem that I have left it too long and they have done a bony runner. Well, if we come across them, we can obviously have a chat with them a little bit later on. I'm going to walk past my wheat farm. I've expanded that, as you can see, to get far more wheat. I wanted to get as much wheat as I possibly can because then I can breed both those sheep and the cows to allow plenty of food and plenty of wool. Now my exploring kit is here. I like to go with obviously some tools and some armour, a bed, some dirt, a crafting table and a furnace with some fuel, a couple of bits of fence, some food and some wood. Really, apart from obviously a number of torches, that is all I like to go on when I go on a bit of an adventure. So we're going to go wandering and see what we can find in the exact opposite direction of spawn, which spawn is that way, so we're going to go this way. Basically, all you do when you explore is you just have a bit of a walk and you see what you come by. I can already see something interesting. We've got some pumpkin. I'll have the pumpkin. Exploring has a number of different advantages. One, you find new things, which is obviously very, very useful. There's a few chickens here, which is good. And 2, you tend to pick up the egg as well, why not? And 2, you tend to get new areas that maybe you'd like to move into, or maybe there's something of interest. And see, already I've found what looks like some, is it a river? Which means that we maybe could find some sugarcane, which is what we're short of. So this is the savanna biome. We've got what looks like a haunted village. I think they're called a haunted village, which is basically a village that hasn't got any villagers living in it because it's full of the undead. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. So let's have a little look through here to see whether or not there's anything we can play with. I'm blatantly going to pilfer these hay bales because it means I don't have to make them myself. And you can see there we've got a number of zombie villagers over there. Now zombie villagers will burn in the day the same as any other villager, but it also means that we've got an opportunity to try and kill them. They will come for us because they do like to kill people. There we go. I jump in the water, that will put my fire out. And he died as well. So you can see we've got some cats in here, the same as we would have normally in a normal village. We can take the bed because that's useful. So the best thing to get rid of cobwebs is a sword. So they give you string. Coming through here, what we got in the chest? We've got some bread. We've got some gold nuggets. And it's a good idea just to explore every single house because you don't know what you might find. I think there's something inside there. Yes, there is. He's stuck in that cobweb. Oh, that poor little zombie. Bless him. I did feel for him. Oh, we've got some melons as well. Now, melons are a very useful resource. They're normally quite rare. You have to go to jungle biomes to be able to find melon seeds and melons. but they're growing here in this village, which is fantastic. So I'm going to get some of those too. We can convert those to melon seeds. Actually, I'm going to get rid of those seeds and pick up the melons. You can see we've got those melons now. Well, we found what I really hoped we would. We have got ourselves some sugarcane. So I'm going to take all of this sugarcane, and I've got to get rid of something because my inventory is full. So I'm going to get rid of that egg, and I'm going to take the sugarcane because the sugarcane is far more valuable to me than any egg. And I'm just going to carry on taking some more of these as well because string is very useful. Oh, look at all this bread. That's fantastic. Now here we have found an emerald. Now 114 emeralds are actually far more common than they were in previous iterations of the game. I'm just going to take that emerald and I'm going to get rid of the rotten flesh because the rotten flesh is far less interesting to me. Let's carry on going because we've got something else up here. Look at this. We have found a temple. This is a desert temple. Now desert temples are a very lucrative place to find lots of different treasures. So we're going to go inside. You have to be very careful in a temple because very often there are nasties that want to eat your face off quite a lot. So you can see down here we've got another area that you can get down to, but these places are trapped. I'm just going to pop torch in my offhand and we're going to come along and light up the inside of this desert temple because otherwise things could easily spawn. And we don't want that, or at least we want to try and avoid it. Okay, this top section is now lit up. And what we want to do now is we want to get down into the center of the temple. But what we have to do very carefully is dig down because at the bottom there is a trap. And we're going to dig down this way. Let's get rid of that column. And we're just going to stare down in a spiral pattern. Now you can see if I crouch, you can see there is a pressure plate. That is a pressure plate in the middle. Underneath there, there is a whole lot of TNT and we don't want to be disturbing that TNT. Thank you very much. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tower down. And we've come onto, oh, there is a cave system there. Let's pop a little bit of light there. And we've come onto these 4 chests. And what we can do is we can come into the chest and we can see what we can see. Just fill up the things into the chest that you don't want. I'm going to take that, that and that. I'm also going to take the iron. The iron could be useful. Come into this chest. You can see we've now got an Aqua Affinity enchanted book. That is worth more than, what can I get rid of now? That's worth more than some grass. Let's get rid of the grass. Let's dig around further. Put another torch down here. What we got in this one? Some iron horse armor. Now that's quite nice. I'm going to swap that out for the fences. And in here we've got diamond horse armor and gold horse armor. Okay, so this is where I sacrifice the things that I might have wanted but don't want anymore. I'm going to get rid of the acacia wood because we can come and get any of that anytime we want. We've got some diamond armor there. So now, if I dig under here, you can see we've got TNT. But if I dig it out with my pickaxe, it won't explode. And that makes that completely safe. If I can reach it, there we go. Get rid of the pressure plate, get rid of the block, and I can jump down here and I can decide what I want to swap out for that TNT, and it could be anything I want. You know what? I think I might swap out the birch logs because they're less interesting, and I've got the dirt here to be able to tower up all the way to the top. So we have successfully raided a temple. That's really quite exciting. It is, however, nighttime, and nighttime in the desert is quite a scary place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, I'm going to place down my bed, and we're going to have a little sleep. We're awake. I'm going to break my bed. Now what that means is if I die, that means that I will appear back at base. I won't appear here. Wherever you sleep, you reset your spawn, and if you reset your spawn, that obviously means that you could end up being lost and not find your way back to your base. So we're going to come outside and see what else we've got around here. So that's the village that we've just seen. Let's go in this direction a little bit further. We have found an ocean. Now, oceans can be really interesting places too. I've not got any wood because I threw it away in that desert temple, but I want to make a boat. And the reason I'm collecting up this wood now is because I want to make a boat. I need to decide, what am I going to sacrifice for this boat? So I could potentially lay down this, I think I'm going to lay down the pumpkin, because that pumpkin is less important right now. I can always collect up some more pumpkins. Let's put a crafting table down here, and I can make this into logs, and then I can get a boat that looks a little bit like that, an oak boat. Brilliant. I can get down into the water and right click on to get into the boat, and left click to get out of the boat, except I've phased through the boat. So the boat has now decided to drift away. Right click and I am back in it again. And we can go for a bit of a row. We're just going to come here to this shipwreck, which is actually spawned in, not in the water, which is quite useful. So let's come out of there. If anything, sometimes when they spawn on the land, you don't get a very good shipwreck, because it is all full of sand basically, and there's no way to get inside it. But we're just going to see whether or not we can find a way into the shipwreck. And right here you can see we've got a chest. Let's have a look in the chest. Not really much to write home about, although we do have some carrots. We don't own any carrots at the moment, and carrots are quite a useful farming thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those carrots and I'm going to swap them out for the string. No, I think that is all we're going to get. So let's keep going down the coast with our boat. Now it is getting dark, so we are going to come out of our boat now, and we're going to set up camp right here out in the open. There is nothing wrong with setting up a camp out in the open. Make sure you've got light around you. And we're just going to set our bed down the same way as we did before. And then I'm going to go to sleep, and hopefully nothing comes out of the depths to eat my face. So I'm going to moor my boat right here. We're going to get out. I'm going to break the boat and take that back, because that's always useful. And I'm also going to break this extra sugar cane, because then we've got a lot of extra sugar cane, which is absolutely brilliant. And then what we can do is we can use some of this sugar cane to make some paper. So here you can see we've got 3 bits of paper, so that will give us 6 pieces of paper. So why don't we make 9 pieces of paper? That gives us that. Perfect. 2 and 3. And we're going to sacrifice something else. What have we got to sacrifice now? You can see it's always a balance. I'm going to sacrifice the boat because that's easy to make. I'm also then going to get myself a compass. I'm going to surround the compass with that, and that is going to give me an empty map. That empty map can go in the place where that paper is, and we can look at the map. So if I put this map in my hand, you can see I've got an empty map in my hand, and then I right click on it and it flicks open. That is where I am. You can see the little kind of bow arrow shape points in the direction that I am facing. If you then switch it to the other hand, it's slightly smaller and you can see it a lot easier. And you can see as you go off the bottom edge of the map, your little arrow turns into a circle. That's because it's saying you're off the map, and you're off the map in this direction. And that allows you to know, well, I could maybe make the map slightly bigger, and then I'll be able to see where I am. Or you'd know which direction you need to start to walk to be able to get back onto the map. That was actually a pretty decent adventure. We can play with maps in a future episode, making them bigger and smaller. Now we can actually craft the cartography table that we talked about in the last episode. We've seen a zombie village, we've seen a desert temple, we've got a shipwreck. That wasn't a bad adventure, frankly, and we'll branch out a lot more in the future. If you have enjoyed this video, do go and see Frilioth's version to see how he got on with his adventuring. Do hit the like buttons. It'd be great to know you're enjoying it, and we'll keep on making them. And also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.